So imagine the cycle. Hurt, temporary relief, I'm numb, I come up out of the stupor, I go back and get hurt again, temporary relief, I come up out of the stupor, I go back and get hurt again, temporary relief, and then after a while I say, there's nothing I can do. I can't help myself. For some reason, I just keep going back to this abuse. So you start to build these layers of protection to a point where you're so hidden deep, you're like we was talking about that glue. It's so sticky, you're stuck. Like I remember we was doing the carpet. At one point, I was like, babe, like I was stuck to the floor. So it's like you can't move. And it's almost like that's what happens. You'll get so embedded and hidden in this world. Purpose can't find you. No one can find you. So then you get into a place, a place of refuge. God sends you to a place of refuge, like Heirs Christian Center Church, and a lot of word goes forth. When the word goes forth, it brings light. It gives understanding to the simple. So what happens is you start to enlightenment kicks in. So you start to wake up. He thought he saw a visitor too. All right, so you start to wake up, and as you start to wake up, well, what happens is you get in certain environments, and the gifts are stirred up. So as the gifts are stirred up, you're something's moving on the inside of you. But you've put so many layers on, you almost panic at the feeling. I remember my wife was talking about how I guess the presence of something of God came over her, but she felt like it was going to be an out-of-body experience. But she didn't want to let go. So she kind of like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? But she said, you know, when she meditated on it later, she's like, God could have been trying to take her somewhere. You know, like translation, like Jesse the Planter's, went to visit heaven. But how many of us could take that trip? You know, because if you're not in control, you probably like, well, something's going on. Because you would have to be able to let go to go to heaven. But if you're so used to protecting, see, you've picked up these protectors, like almost like fighting an angel. Like, what you want? What you want? What you doing here? How I know God sent you? Show me your badge. It's and so what we're watching is God is moving, and God is placing a demand on what He required the whole time. And I'll get back into it because I didn't do it justice. I didn't do an excellent job Sunday of explaining the whole second chance thing. Because people were thinking, they may have had 7 opportunities and they called them all chances, but if you got married the first time and you was all in, like when you first get married, you in, right? Like you're excited, right? And there's no reservations. You don't have no backup plan, right? So then let's say it doesn't work out and then you get hurt and then you say that's not going to never happen to me again. Well, when you go into the next situation, you have a backup plan. Would that be a second chance? Because you're not all in. So it's really not, it's not a second opportunity until you're going all in like you did the first opportunity. It's like our relationship with God. Have we really, how we say, man, I tried this thing and I blew it again. Well, did you try it? Because when you first came to the Lord and you're young and you're naive, you got that zeal, you all in. Okay, something happens and now you got I'm sharing some stuff from Sunday. You got like your heart in escrow, just in case things don't work out. So that's not really all in, and then, we've been through so many church experiences and like, even people came to our church. I was telling a guy today at the gym, I said, Joe, how long have I known you now? He said, about maybe a little bit over a year. I said, well, good. I said, it's okay to invite you to the church now? And he said, yeah. I said, well, Joe, what I really try to do is establish relationships. I don't think everywhere I go, everybody got to go to the church. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, like a lot of guys at the gym didn't even know. I had it, I was a pastor over a church. By now, everybody knows I'm pastor because, we got Kelly playing and all these people. So, they're either asking for the ball or trying to tell me something. They're saying pastor. The guy today, he was like, oh, that's why they call you pastor? Like, he didn't even know. He's just, But how did I get on that? I don't even know how I got on that. Yeah. So, okay. So, what we're recognizing is God is excited about what he wants to do, what he's been trying to do for years. And he's found a place where he know he can do it if we're all in. But we can't, we got to let go of our protective custody. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't continue to embed ourselves in some of our covering and some of our mask. And see, so what God starts to do when God says, okay, good, now this is what I want to do, and the gift starts stirring up, he says, okay, but that right there, that's on the inside, that little safety valve or landmine, we got to get rid of that. But some of us have embedded it so well, we hid it from ourselves. Like you watch people over the years where you've heard me share this before, where they create booby traps for themselves. Like worst case scenario, if they get past me, then everything will just blow up on its own. And so if you watch how we flow sometimes, we'll when we think it may be unsafe, we'll blow the thing up. Like we hit that button quick, because you give it a shot, this might not be a blow-up situation. I know as we've grown in our relationship, so both of us we flow so well together, so we don't like if there's a misunderstanding. So the tendency is to do what? Protect against any misunderstanding. So I can sense, this might be a misunderstanding, and then I can be like, oh, no, well, hold on, we don't want to go there, but she might not be going there. She may just be passionate. Or I could be, I'm a man, so if I'm passionate, it's gonna have a lot of bass involved. So she may go, oh my God, but we're doing that with God. We're hitting the self-destruct button. I tell you what, if I'm going down, we all going down. We're hitting the self-destruct button, or we're hitting the panic button, or we're running to the panic room. Or you know how they had the fallout shelters? So people be thinking, it's the end of the world. So they run to the fallout shelter, lock themselves in, and everybody business as usual out here. Ain't no bomb blew up or no nothing. But so you down there living in a fallout shelter unnecessarily. And now I'm saying that, but people are doing that in their lives. They've run to the fallout shelter. They're hiding the genuine you under this basement of your spirit, man, when God needs that person to come out. Now, the tough part is some of us right now recognize it's coming out. But when it comes out, remember when Jesus cast out the demon out the boy? So the disciples was casting out demons, so they ran up to the legion. That's what it was. It was the, we taught on this in Demons and Devils, but Jesus came to destroy the works of the devil. That's Luke 4, right? He says, God's anointed me to preach the gospel. So he said, I came to destroy the works of the devil. But Jesus never just talked. He literally, that's what he came for. Jesus ain't like us. I'm not just taking out, I'm not going to attack Mel. I'm going to get to the root. He said, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities. So he went to the principalities and the powers, the hierarchies. So he went to Gardenians and all these different places. That's where the hierarchy was. Now, when the demons have a hierarchy, they're housing a person, but it may be generals or lieutenant demons, think military. So Jesus went to the places where they were. So while he was going to the place, of course, he's sending the disciples to take out the corporals or the lieutenants. And then the guy said, your disciples couldn't take it. Take this one out. And so Jesus is like, okay, all right. So when he cast him out, the dude threw the boy around. The demon went wild first. And if you go in a different version, you got the 4 Gospels. One of the versions says Jesus was asked, "Who are you?" They said, "Legion." So it was many. Now you say, well, how many is many? Well, if you go to another version, it says they asked to be sent into the pigs. So they went into 2,000 pigs. So this person had 2,000 demons in them. It was the headquarters. And you see what happened after he cast out that demon. A lot of the whole towns was getting healed. Because Jesus was like, okay, I can keep doing this like 10, 50 at a time. Or I just get to the root. But what happened when he addressed that demon? He threw that boy around first. Why am I saying that? Because when you start to address the demonic influence that you've allowed in yourself, and see, don't keep looking at TV and think about the horns and the tails. Think about fear. That's a demonic influence. Think about debt. Think about complacency, laziness, slothfulness. All that's demonic influence. So you may look at a person like they got a demon in them because they crazy, they evil, cussing and stuff like that. Okay, what about the person? I don't feel like it. It's probably not going to happen. That's a demon. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Something might happen to me. They may do something to me. Every time I make a move to do something, something happens. That's a demon. Yeah, so when you go to cast those things out, something happens in you where you might panic. See, you may have a reaction because, man, this came up recently where a person's flesh, their flesh reacted a certain way. Oh man, it's coming to me. It'll come back to me. But it's because you're looking to change, but your flesh don't want to go. See, altar call. Over the years, the altar call, man of God get an altar call. Your spirit man's like, cool, that's what I need. Flesh be like, that's what you need, but you ain't getting it. We're going to be sitting right here. No, we ain't getting up. See, remember we talked about agreement. There's an agreement, but you got to meditate on that word so it could be a part of your default, your subconscious. You could be changing the spirit of your mind. And you can flush out. See, that word flushes out that influence because darkness can't master light. Interest of the word bringeth light, gives understanding to the simple. And so that demonic influence can't be around that light. Every time you shine that light, it's like turn that light down. I can't deal with the light. So it has to leave. Darkness has to leave when light shows up. But it's going to leave kicking and screaming. It's not going to leave easy. And you have to recognize that as God brings you out of hiding, because that's what's going on. So you have some people that's going to come out and it's going to look like, man, I don't know what I was doing. I need to get myself together. But yeah, some people are going to kick and scream. And you have some people that the adversary will panic. So let's say he would get you with family all the time. So when you make a move to do the right thing, he going to send every family member with a need he can think about. And they all have sad stories. And he's hoping, he's like, oh my God, this person was about to cross over into purpose. See, the thing is you have to realize you're in a better position by securing purpose than you are by trying to drag somebody into their purpose.